Good evening, good evening, good evening, my fellow MVP family and friends, all visitors to the channel. This is your girl, Miss Bev, with yet another video. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for watching. Remember to please like the videos, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel and share the videos. Leave your comments. I truly appreciate those comments when you leave them. Today we're going to talk about mental health issues for the returning resident and how it affects us. Not just me, but I'm sure many others. We know that when we talk about mental health, everybody sees madness, craziness, irrational behaviors. But let us remember that mental health should not be looked upon as a bad thing. Mental health is just things that we go through, and it only becomes worse if we do not take care of it. So today I want to talk to us as returning residents. Some of us are going through different parts of the adjustment phase. We're going through different pieces. So I'm going to discuss it, and you could leave your comments and talk to me. If you're a returning resident, tell me what part affects you most. If you're not a returning resident but you're thinking of returning, tell me if this is meaningful, if this has given you an opportunity to kind of just start focusing as you get ready to return to your paradise. So yes, mental health is just what it is. We have to make sure that we're doing the things that are keeping us stable, that are keeping us happy, taking us out of doldrums, that are just making us in that center, keeping us in the center. But when you leave a place that you have established so much from so many years, and you return to a space that you're hardly remembered, or, a lot of things have changed, it can really kind of put you in a little unstable place. So first, let's look at the adjustment piece. What are some of the challenges we face as we adjust to this new place? Some of us buy houses in these developments where all the people around us are strangers. They're strangers. It's a new way of living. Yes, you have the security, you have so much, but the neighbor is a new person. Can you trust the neighbor? Can you try to understand? Like, you see people, but you don't know who they're associated with. And so as you look around, you might be lucky to find neighbors who are caring, who will come over and they're cordial with you. They're sharing what they have with you. But what about those neighbors who don't want to be bothered? They have 10 cameras surrounding their homes and they don't want to be bothered. They're home, they want to just be left alone. How does that make you feel? How would that make you feel? Right? A lot of times, because everything is brand new, you get up in the mornings, it's a little confusing. And I'm not saying all of these things affect me. I get up and I am here. There are many things I'm thankful for, but there are a lot of things that I'm not thankful for. But you get up and you give thanks anyways, and you continue on your journey. We talk about just trying to fit in. You live in a space where it's so quiet. It is so quiet. This is not party town. This is not, it's very quiet. And in Connecticut, I live a very quiet life too. I wasn't in, apart from when the kids come over and we play Ludi or we play bingo. We just have a good old time. I cook. My house was the go-to space. Every holidays, every celebration. All roads lead to mom's house or to grandma's house. And that was it for me. I never went to people's homes. I really didn't even go to parties. They would invite me to things. My friend, Miss Clark, bless your heart, my dear Miss Clark, Joy has been my friend for 2002. And even I would visit her church. But if they have banquets and things like those, I never go. As I said, I would buy the food. All the kids would donate would contribute. But we asked that the foods be bought for somebody, even in the church, who would have loved to come but couldn't afford the meal. So we'd pay that $50 or $90, whatever it was, and we'll come together. Each of us would donate to a plate of food for a needy person there. So I was never a person. You're not gonna find me at people's homes. I don't. It wasn't something, and it's just me. It's not that I'm crazy. It's just I could never just get up, go hang out in people's homes. I never liked to. I don't want to get into gossip and the problems and the foolishness. I don't want, like, people are your friends today and then they're not your friends anymore. Or you take a different stance on something and that becomes a personal thing. You don't want to be around people and you're laughing and talking and they're angry at you because you didn't agree with them on something. So because of that, you come to my house if I'm the people that are close to me, and sometimes Miss Benji, she's passing by, and my Avon lady, and Miss Benji will stop and we'll talk. She'll come on the porch right there and we talk and all that. But that's a thing, I don't know. But I don't think it's a mental health thing. It's just how I have been. I was raised alone by Granny, and so I never was a person who liked the heap of company or to go hang out in people's place, even though I'd like them come sit on my veranda now that I'm older, and we just talk about things. But now I'm living in a place where we don't have that, right? So that doesn't really bother me a lot, but for a lot of returning residents, I'm sure that is something that really gets to them because they don't have that anymore. Again, the two identities. You're living abroad for so long, now you return home. So a lot of times you're struggling with that. If I was home, like the day before yesterday was Halloween back home. Luckily, the kids share videos with my grandchildren going out trick-or-treating. And, so you are battling between the two identities as you try to fit into this new space. Sometimes you feel you feel like you are alienated because you're not there anymore. Like, you're not, some of the things they're doing, you're not involved in it anymore because you're so far away. Again, you come this year, you lose so much support. Thank God for my children. Like for Jody, she just makes sure everything gets done. She gets the mail. She opens them up. She'll like when you do that thing, you take a picture of it and WhatsApp and send a copy to me for me to see. I will tell her just shred that or shred. She said, "No, Mom, you just need to read it before I shred it." Thank God for that, because otherwise I would probably be sitting here wondering, and our things that are important comes and nobody there to fix it. So make sure, guys, you're coming, because that can really wear you down. You might have things out there that you didn't expect, and it comes, and all of a sudden you're here, and these things are there to take care of. I knew somebody who came home and is here, and Social Security benefits, a lot of it is done online now, but for times gone, they will send letters for you to address something, and you didn't get the letter until it was late. And you're sitting there, she's sitting there, and they stop her payments because she didn't respond, she didn't update stuff, and they stop her benefits. So we have to, these are things that can, if you're sitting there waiting for your check, and luckily she had alternatives. She came and she's doing other things. She came back in a younger age where she was able to do other things. But just think, you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm home now and my checks are going to my bank and all is well. But it's not so. And so you get up one morning and you probably need to go draw some money, or you get those of you doing it online and you're up to par with it, and you get that notification that the amount in your account is X amount, and you say, no, but I'm supposed to get my check, so it should have been more. And then that can create some mental stress because now you don't know what happened. And so it creates a financial challenge. So another stressful thing we look at, if you do not drive and you have to depend on people to carry you around. For me, I have a driver, but the driver also works. And so when I set up a time to move, sometimes, guys, like even this Friday, I don't get frustrated easily, but I became a little impatient with him because we decided on a time, and I got ready because I had the stuff to pick up at the shipping company. And then I also had a couple other things to do. So when he takes me into town, we just get things done. And he promised me a time, and you know, it was really, it was wearing me down yesterday a little bit. I felt a little, I posted a video, just a short video, just sitting on the veranda. I was sitting there waiting. And last night I came home and I did a video of the unboxing of the things that came. And I didn't post that video. I just went straight into the Sabbath mode and just did what we had to do and let it be. So when you come home, if you have to depend on other people to get you from point A to point B, it can create some stresses. Taylor, could you bring the things that we got yesterday, your books and stuff like those? Could you bring them and put them here, please? Another thing that can create some stresses is just feeling isolated and feeling lonely. Luckily, I have Kayla here with me, so when I cook, I don't have to eat alone. I thank God I have her, because the loneliness, I'm not lonely. You know, when she goes to school, I look forward to seeing her coming home and giving me a hug, and, you know, and I'm able to ask her, how was your day? And we you know, she'll hug me around and tell me some, you know, tell me some things. So thank God for that. Otherwise, it would have been, I think a little bit more, it would have been harsher for me. For those who come back and you're looking for work, well, I don't know, I cannot speak to that, because as much as I'm still young and I think that I could do another 10 years of work, I really sometimes I wonder, you know, but Jamaica at 60, they retire you out of teaching, and that's what I really enjoy doing. I am trying to think how, if I could just do something for half the day, but then you still look at getting up and I would love that, but because I think that would really help to uplift. So for those who are going through that, you know, just getting up every day and know you used to do, retirement is good, but it can be bad. Because for me, retired now at 64 and still feel upbeat, I still feel like I have a lot to give back. So that is in the back of my head, how to become involved more. For Kayla's school, yes, I contribute resources, but I'm not getting up every morning, getting dressed and heading out. Sometimes I look out there and I'm saying, the traveling is different. It's not like back home you could just take an Uber and go. Or my husband is there, he could just drop me off and I take an Uber home or somebody drops me home, my brother. It's so different, guys. I'm telling you, it is interesting. It is not all I'm retired now and it's all. I can truly understand the people who are still working at 80. And I used to be against that. I would say they have to give the young people a chance. Leave the job market so the young people can get a chance. But now that I'm in the position, I'm telling you, that has weighed greatly on my mind about still wanting to go back to work. So let's look at the some more the mental stresses that come with returning. Remember, when you come home, things are different. So much has changed. I used to be in America, and I'm looking at the area I'm living in now, and a lot of the changes, I couldn't understand it. I know for me to get up and go into town by myself, I'm going to get lost. I'm going to get lost. I guarantee it. Because so much has changed. So much has changed. And so I definitely am grateful that I have the driver that I have was highly recommended. And so I have access to that support because that's how it is. So you come home, things have changed. You're by yourself. You got to get into town. You have to go do your banking. You have to go do your food shopping. You have to go in to do things. How does it feel for you? Talk to me, guys, in the comments. If you're returning, and if you're not yet, if you're just thinking, how do you think you will make it possible to get through these things? There are some people, you're out there, you're out there, you're out there. But even when I go to pick up the things yesterday, I felt like, my goodness, what if, last time I went, I had, as I said, I bought some stuff for the teacher. I bought the printer, I have the what do you call it, the projector, I have the laminating machine, I have everything. My hands were full. I had a bag, I had a big BJ's bag, and it had all the small things in it, but then I had the printer to log with, and I was climbing stairs. And as I came out of the office from the people, I looked to my right, and there were two young men there. Everybody talk about Jamaica, that you can't trust people. They're just killing people. They're just, robbing people and doing all these wicked things. But I came out, and my hands were full. And the two young men were there on the right side, and I just said to them, son, could you help me? And he turned around, and, he helped me. And when I came downstairs, the vehicle was parked across the street, because I'd asked him to get lunch for Kayla, myself, and him also, which I treated him to lunch. And so he wasn't right there at the vehicle to help me. So the young guy must be maybe 19, 20 years old. Looked like but at the moment I just had to trust God, and I just asked. And he took it right down the stairs for me. He didn't grab my bag. I had a cross bag on me. And he didn't grab my bag and run. He came down the stairs. When I got to the foot of the stairs on the plaza, on the place there, I showed him where the vehicle, and he just walked right across the street with me. So that was good. Yesterday again I went. This time we had rain. It was a little bit interesting. And I did bring the bag. But guess what? Got out the vehicle. Had to walk a little distance to go down to the place. There was a lot of traffic. It was Friday. I hated Friday. That's the first, since Sister Dawkins left, first time I've been out and about on a Friday. Man, it's ugly. Busy. It's busy. It was so busy. So I was a little stressed because, oh my God, it was just too much. And so when I went up to get the things, there were other people in front of me, and got out the vehicle. I had to walk a distance to come down to the pickup spot, and left the bag in the vehicle. I sent a voice note to the driver, but he as well had left to go do something. So I'm up there waiting. Then I start getting the things, 7 pieces of stuff, and included in it, come here, Kayla, could you give me the arm? Included in those stuff, the 2 long things here. I had bought the white paper, the white dry erase board paper for the teacher. So included in it was these that came in a box. And so I had to deal with the box along with my two hands are filled with other things that were bought. I bought the cards for Kayla. My daughter had sent me $200 to get learning materials for Kayla. So I got her these word family cards. I also got her a set of books, Early Learning Library. So I'm trying to build her reading things because she got an award yesterday. Let me bring you an award. She got a certificate yesterday. And these books, they might look like baby books, guys, but they're not baby books. They are a set of books that gives you the pictures and it tells you the name of the pictures. So Kayla, of course, we eat peppers. So she sees a word and she can read the words. Cabbage, we eat cabbage. So again, the picture tells her. So wherever she sees that guy, she'll be able to learn him. Carrots, we eat carrots. We eat cucumbers. We eat all of this, we eat them. And so there are picture books, Early Learning Library, 10 books, and it can help to build her reading potential or reading abilities. So yesterday, I don't want to showcase her last name, but there it is, guys. Kayla received a spelling award. There's a picture that they took and sent it, and that's Michaela. That's her. I don't want to broadcast her name. So she is a rising star, guys. She is a rising star. She is learning. She is building. She's making good progress, and for that I'm grateful. I also got her a phonics book. It's a phonics story book. So this last night, earlier yesterday, we were doing some reading, and it comes again with word families. Now you have pig and wig and jig and dig. And so she reads, she should be able to identify the IG word family. So it's the first letter might change, jig to dig, dig to wig, but she should still understand the last sound is ig, and the only thing that changes is the first sound. She also has her sight word storybook. She has to write certain words. Some of these words I've been reading already. I've been working on sight words. I've gotten her some materials that help with sight words. These words have sentences with them. So we're learning to write sentences. Before she was just writing I am. Now she's able to do the boy, or not just but now she is using the instead of just the I am, because not everything will relate to her in I am. So these books were bought for her. Also got her some things for her here because that was lacking. She only had 2, and so once my daughter sent the funds, it was for me to spend to get stuff for Kayla. And so I got clips for her here. She's getting her hair done this week again, and the next week, not this week. Also got some, when her hair is braided, I got her a lot of different scrunchies that can grab her hair up and make her hair nice and pretty. So I know she'll take care of them. She was very excited. But the most excitement for me was her getting this award, her first one. Put it back on the wall. So, getting those things, as I was leaving the store, with all these things, my hands are full. Also, there were certificates that I had ordered for the teacher, and the math ones came, the need improvement ones came, but these are the language arts ones. These didn't come. These came yesterday. So she's coming tomorrow to learn how to personalize the t-shirts so she can pick those up. So as I was walking on, there was a nice young man. This is nice. This the first guys we worked with last time when I went. They were in their shorts and And this time this young man was nicely dressed, and he just offered. He just says, "Do you need help, miss?" And I said, "Of course, son, I so appreciate you." And he walked downstairs to with me with the things. He took like two things, and he came downstairs with me. So you hear in the news about the crime and all the ugly brutality, brutal stuff that goes on. And of course you come home and you have that mental thing going on in your head, like you're looking at people. Can you trust them? You just, like, it makes it seem like you should never talk to people. That's how, when you read the things and when you look and even on YouTube and see how often they will run a thing, and the comments they're making, and how much they insensitize it. And then my son said to me, "Mommy, you have to, don't let that get to you. There are people out there that you cannot you cannot trust them, but there are more people out there that you can trust. So just you don't get caught up into the friendships and what have you, and not knowing who people are hanging out with and what they're doing. But there's nothing wrong in saying hello and keep going." So I'm grateful that those young men were there for me, because at the time when I needed the support, they really truly came forward. So you're thinking and you're really shaky about things, but then you go out and you see that there are people who are still caring and kind. And so it kind of gives you a little more stability. So we go through the trauma of coming home, right? And you had, not me, you had issues with people that you build in a community where, like families, or you had problems with them before. And now you're home and you have to deal with those trauma. You have to get up each day, you got to see them, right? You still have unresolved issues, and there are times when things might flare up and you might wish, "Oh my God, why did I come?" But you already shipped everything. You've already established a new home. You've already said goodbye to that country that you were in. And now you are stuck in a situation where you didn't pacify things, you didn't fix things, and now you bring yourself right back into the anger and the frustration. And so we have to understand that those traumas can really, really take a toll on a daily basis. Then accessing healthcare. Knock on wood, so far, I'm here. I'm just taking it one day at a time and giving God thanks. But that is something that is really, really, really on my mind. If I should decide to be a returning citizen back to where I worked and lived for over 40 years, that's the biggest reason why I would. The second reason is my kids, is my family. So that rests on my mind a lot. If I wake up and I'm not feeling well, I don't want that stress on little Kayla. If I wake up and whom could she call? What would she do? How that thing has been on my mind. My children, they touch bases, they don't see me doing certain things, but they're all the way thousands of miles away. And so how would that? But I trust God to just take me through each day, one day at a time, and just ask Him to provide. So tell me, as a returning resident, how you deal with it. And if you're planning to come, how do you plan to deal with it? I know I mentioned something before and people were saying, "Oh, you could fly up to," but I'm not talking about up and about and able to make a reservation and get on a plane and fly up there. I'm talking about waking up and you're not well. You are not well. You're bitten by mosquitoes and you get some whatever they have out there. You get up, you have the flu, and it becomes more than you expected it to become. How do you deal with those things? I'm not talking about going up once a year, get your physical done, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you walking about and you get up not feeling so good and you need health care. You need 911 to come bring you somewhere. those are stressors for me. Those are stressors for me. I don't have family right here. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? And you know, so it's real. So now we're retiring and we're coming to this beautiful island, but there's so much on this place that needs to be fixed, and all these developments are not in areas where you're right there. You know, it takes, you know, a minute to get to care. And so that's one of the other stress. And the final thing I'm just going to touch on, because this is already 30 minutes and I don't want my videos to become so long that you guys get turned off. I want you to enjoy the videos and share the videos. The last thing is that we know in life that when people talk about they're getting counseling or they're getting this, people look at them as something very bad. People look at you like, oh my God, they're not stable. We all have mental issues. We all have stressors. Life is built that way. There's no perfect life. There is no, you know, the only difference is how we handle it. The only difference is how we handle the stresses. Do we sit down and pine away? Do we give up and just you know, feel like, oh, life is not worth it, you know? Or do you just find things to do to keep you going? I talk to my children as often as I can. They sent me videos. I am with them. The only thing is the distance. And so, I have the twin girls. You all know I have twin daughters, and I have my one son and his wife and 2 grandchildren. And my daughter is coming this month to make sure that mommy gets some love. And I did the pickled peppers, and that's for her when she comes. If you pass one for me, Kayla. So I have to, you know, that gives me something to do. From I came here, I haven't gone to the seaside to get fish, but it's by choice. It's not like, you know, there are things that I just allow to make me comfortable. So there are 2 jars of this, because they're twins. My son is not a pepper person, but the 2 girls are pepper people. So with her coming, I need to get to the seaside to go get fish. Right? When I go to the sea, I'll get some, you know, some people want to be in the sea every day. That's not me. I was never that person. I go to the sea and the little fish comes up and they're right there in my face, right there. I like the salt water and I like, you know, to get the dip, but to each his own, you know, to each his own. Jamaica is beautiful as it is for me. Me sitting on my veranda looking at the ocean out there, and it might look close up, guys, because I zoom in, but the ocean is out there. For me, sitting at washing the dishes in the kitchen or cooking and looking at the ocean out there, that's enough for me. I'm enjoying God's handiwork. But understand that because you are stressed out or you're feeling a little, because of what's going on around you, the changes, you know, you feel isolated, you're so far away, you haven't been able to hug your grandchildren or sit and talk with the kids or them coming over to come do little things. I have I have some things that I wish that my younger twin was nearby, you know, but I think it's a normal thing. If you say you come home and it didn't mean anything to you and things are going on around you, you don't care if neighbors don't talk to you, you don't care, then maybe that's you. But I'm sure those people who are people persons and they welcome, you know, my neighbor was my walking partner. And the other neighbor, wherever they see me, you know, it was good. And then the other neighbor, she'll call me, Miss Carol will call me, Miss Beverly, so and so and so. My neighbor next door to me in Connecticut was 100 and something years old, awesome old lady, but carried herself with such dignity and pride, you know. And if I'm in the backyard and Miss Annie comes around and she sees me, we have a good conversation. And if I'm in the front and she comes up, picks up her newspaper, it was just nice, you know. And then right to our next, right here on my side next to me, it's the 100-year-old lady, Miss Annie over here. But right on the other side were very young children. But when they see me, I don't think they knew my name. They called me teacher. And so I had that kind of a bond, which I don't have here. And I know my neighbor, he gets up and if he sees me, good morning, you know, and it feels good. And Elvis, who was across the street, well, he was maintaining until, but they have people there now. And so Elvis is not there anymore. So I miss Elvis only because he gets up and he looks up and he'll wave, you know, he'll wave and good morning, Miss Bev. And feel it sounds good. But that's how it is. So you get used to it until, you know, just looking forward for my daughter to come. And then after she comes in December, both of them are coming back. And then I'm going up. So I'll go up for a little wintry. Kayla will get to go see her sister and brother for the holidays. And then I will be back by God's grace. And she'll come back home. And we'll just do it again. So just talk to me, guys, about how you take care of your mental health as a returning resident, or how you plan to avoid some of these things, or did you think about them before? Did you think about how it might be when you come after you've been away for so long and things have changed drastically? I know in our heads we look at just one thing, but when you get here and the reality hits, it's a totally different thing. Take care of yourself. You can be good, be careful, but walk good, do good, live good wherever you are, however you are. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it, because it's the right thing to do. Stay safe, stay well, stay focused. And in staying focused, guys, let me just say this to us, that it's important for returning residents to prioritize their mental health and seek support when needed. Community resources, peer support groups, and open conversations with friends and family can help ease the transition and foster a healthier reintegration experience. So remember, there's no shame in going through some stresses as things change, situations change. But remember, if it becomes necessary, make sure that you reach out and you seek some support where you can and how you can. For me, like the Marshall's Market lady, her mom is a Seventh-day Adventist, and so right because of that situation and because of conversations we've been having, we are building in that form because we have a common bond. So she's also a dressmaker, and she is going to try to see if she will be able to do at least start out with one dress to see how well it matches what is in my head, that I want comfortable dresses with sleeves in them, so I don't need the jacket pieces anymore over them. And so we're going to experiment and see. And if it works, then she has like about 15 more to make. And so we'll go onward and upward. So take care, my friends. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Embrace who you are. I don't care how much meat is on the bone or how little meat is on the bone. Just embrace who you are and give thanks for all things, great or small.